this a joke? Lauren? James? Is this a joke? Teresa? Ruben? Is this a joke? Brian? Lily? Is this a joke? I made my family disappear?
Kevin, you're completely helpless.
No, Kevin, you're what the French call les incompétents.
Kevin, I'm going to feed you to my tarantula.
Kevin, you are such a disease.
There are 15 people in this house, and you're the only one who has to make trouble.
Look what you did, you little jerk.
I made my family disappear. Welcome to Tonight with Bruce Martin. I am your host with the most. That was corny, I know. Anyways, this is Monday night. Welcome to the show. We got a great show for you. I'll get to that in a minute. I just want to start off by saying rest in peace to Tommy Tiny Lister, aka Deebo. Man, 62 years old, passed away a few days ago. Very sad situation. My guy, well, he's one of the good guys, you know, definitely. From the Friday movies, a lot of people know him, Deebo. He's done a lot of other stuff too, but I mean, wow. Definitely a sad situation. A lot of rumors going around that there was going to be another Friday movie coming out last Friday, but unfortunately it's not going to work out. I mean, there's no way you can make a film like that without Deebo. The whole film in the past, part 1, part 2, was surrounded by Deebo. Like I said, rest in peace. You will be missed. It's definitely a tough loss for many, and I salute you for sure. And we have a great show tonight, believe it or not. Great music performance, music video by Marcus Eaton right here tonight. You don't want to miss that. No way, Jose. And also we have a great movie review, part 1 and part 2 of Home Alone. God, I'm telling you right now, it's going to be a great show. 1990 Home Alone, 1992 Home Alone. Great show tonight. Great music video tonight. You guys are going to enjoy it, trust me. I just want to start off the show. Wow. Did you guys see the other day that guy was climbing in Las Vegas on the wing of an airplane? True story. Man, I don't know if this guy was suffering a mental illness breakdown or he just wanted to save some money on the flight. Don't know. 2020. Check out the video. Like I said, I mean, wow. That was a hard hit. That's going to leave a mark in the morning, that's for sure. But man, I don't know what the hell that guy's deal was, but wow, he hit hard on that floor. And like I said, I don't know if he was trying to save money, like we are, or he was suffering some kind of mental breakdown. A lot of people, I want to change the subject. Not really, I'm going to talk about mental illness, but Like I said, this is a serious issue of mental illness. A lot of people don't know how serious it is. Millions deal with it every day. And, looking at this video, analyzing this video, he could be suffering from some kind of mental breakdown situation. And it's good to reach out to people sometime, let them know, hey, how you doing? Just a little encouragement, little words does do the trick. Yeah, like I said, I don't know what happened after this. All I know is that he got arrested. But let's look at that plant again. Check it out. Damn. Oh, man. Well, anyways, he got down okay. He got down off the plate. But man, I don't know what he was trying to do. But yeah, let's move on. Let's change the subject a little bit. Movie news, believe it or not, Indiana Jones 5 confirmed with Harrison Ford returning to star in the film as Indiana Jones. And let me tell you something, this is going to be the final film. Harrison Ford's going to be 80 years old. Pretty cool stuff. I mean, you know what? He stays in shape. He's still in the best shape of his life. No doubt about it. He works out all the time. He's ready for this role. He's been saying he doesn't want to be recast. And they're not going to recast him. They said this is the final film in the Indiana Jones franchise. So it's going to be pretty cool to see Harrison Ford lace it up one more time. But hey, you know what? Like I said, age is just a number. Look at Stallone. My God, he was just doing Rambo last year. He's doing Samaritan coming up. He's still doing action films. Liam Neeson, he's 68, still got action movies coming out. And you name it. I just talked about Sting last week, 61 years old. He just signed a full-time contract with AEW to wrestle. I mean, like I said, 61 years old. Age is just a number. Remember that, kids. But yeah. Other than that, we also got Sister Act 3 confirmed with Whoopi Goldberg. That is pretty cool. That's pretty good news because, a lot of people know the original from the 1990s, Part 1 and Part 2 with Whoopi Goldberg. So the fact that she's coming back, like I said, it's going to be pretty cool. Good comedy there, and especially today, it's going to be good comedy with Whoopi Goldberg involved. But yeah, like I said, that was just a little movie information. Just want to let you guys know about. Also, you probably knew that Times Person of the Year has just been announced. That's huge news, believe it or not. And I found out who it is. Right here on this show, I'm going to tell you guys exactly who the Times Person of the Year is. Are you ready? Drum roll, please. It could happen. But that's pretty cool. I mean, well, not me, but here's the real one, okay? Check it out. The real one's right here. Not just one, but two. Vice President-elect Kamala Harris. Presidential-elect, Joe Biden. Can't get better than that. Congratulations to both of them. Trump is rolling on the floor right now. He's not liking that at all. Speaking of Trump, you guys hear the latest? 126 Republicans, GOP, you name it, senators were going to try to overturn the election. They joined this big suit going to the Supreme Court. It was shot down, no doubt about it, because there's no proof. There's never been proof. Oh, fraud. Cover-up, corruption. No, there's no such thing. Come on. Enough of that crap already. Let's move on. Joe Biden's going to be the president. Let's look forward to the next 4 years. Hopefully we get some progress growing. Progress, okay? Because we haven't seen anything recently. We're over 290,000 people dead in the United States. Almost at 300,000. So it's pretty insane stuff going on. Even though we got vaccines coming out, Trump didn't order enough for everybody, okay? The bottom line is this. We're not going to have more vaccines after the new ones are released until probably next year, probably June or July. So it's pretty crazy stuff right now. But another thing going on is that the ex-Israeli chief came out and said, Trump knows about the aliens. True story. Me, I don't believe in aliens, never have, never will. Then again, I gotta be realistic. I gotta stop holding on to what I used to believe in. Let me tell you something about these aliens, whether they're real or not. It's possible. Let me tell you why. This takes me back to the 126 people that were trying the election. There's not one bit of intelligent life in them. Okay, there's no way someone like these guys would try to, oh, you guys don't show no proof, but yet you talk about corruption and stuff like that. It's mind-boggling, okay? But yeah, this guy says that Trump knows about aliens. Trump doesn't know his ass from his elbow, okay? True story. Aliens. Oh, man. You never know, though. You never know. Right now I want to talk a little bit about Toy Story. You know, the movie made famous with Tom Hanks and, of course, Tim Allen as Buzz Lightyear and Woody. Well, they're making another movie coming out. Not them, but Pixar is making another movie in 2022 called Lightyear. Believe it or not, starring Chris Evans as Buzz Lightyear. A younger version. This is pretty much a prequel to show you how Buzz became Buzz Lightyear. As much as I want to see Tim Allen reprise the role, I understand that this is a prequel. It's a younger version of Buzz Lightyear, so all the power to him. Hopefully it works out. Anything's possible nowadays. Like I said, it's 2022. Pretty cool stuff right there. Also, I just finished watching these two great Christmas movies this year. Christmas Chronicles. Pretty good stuff. I highly recommend it. Starring Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn. And like I said, I highly recommend seeing this. It's pretty good comedy, pretty good Christmas movies. Definitely has that nostalgia feeling from the early 90s. It kind of connects with the Santa Claus with Tim Allen, so I definitely recommend it. Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn celebrating 37 years together, not married. How cool is that? They haven't been married, but they have a great relationship. And it's pretty cool to see that. You know, I really love seeing that kind of stuff. So, congratulations on 37 years, Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell. Pretty cool stuff. Like I said, we got a pretty great show for you guys tonight. I hope you guys stick around for the movie review of Home Alone 1 and 2. And hopefully you guys stick around for a great performance music video by Marcus Eaton right here tonight. And we'll be right back with tonight's movie review. So don't go anywhere. Check. I'm telling you, you cannot get better than these films. Home Alone 1 and 2, 1990 and 1992. Both made famous by the great John Hughes, rest in peace. And also directed by Chris Columbus. Yes, Chris Columbus not only directed 1 and 2 of Home Alone, he also directed part 2 of Christmas Chronicles, which I just mentioned a few moments ago. So that's pretty cool stuff right there. The first movie cost about $18 million to make, grossed over $477 million at the box office. Part 2 cost about $20 million to make, made over $359 million at the box office. Two huge profits. I'm telling you right now, it made the Guinness Book of World Records for the biggest domestic film gross. And part 1 is right up there with Ghost, 1990. One of the all-time highest grossing films of that year. So I thought it was pretty cool stuff. Starring Macaulay Culkin, Catherine O'Hara, John Hurt, Joe Pesci, Daniel Stern. There's a bunch of characters in this film. And we're going to get right to them. Pretty much about a little boy, Kevin McAllister, left home by his parents as they go on vacation. It doesn't go too well as Macaulay Culkin gets caught up with a bunch of gangsters, a bunch of creeps. Okay, these guys are just out of control, nut jobs. And they try to take over the house, try to steal stuff, but Kevin doesn't allow it. And you can see why in this clip coming up now.
I'm gonna kill that kid! don't you take your shoes off?
Why the hell you dressed like a chicken?
I'm up here, you morons! Come and get me! You guys give up, or you're thirsty for more?
Non-stop shenanigans from start to finish. Really good stuff. Comedy from start to finish. You guys, I mean, this is one of the greatest Christmas movies of all time. There's no doubt about it. It's right up there with the greats. And of course, Macaulay Culkin actually improvised some of his lines. One of them was, are you guys finished? Or are you thirsty for more? You guys had enough? Or are you thirsty for more? That's the one. That was all Macaulay Culkin right there. And they decided to keep it in the film. Other people that improvised some of their lines, most of them, were Joe Pesci and Daniel Stern. Most of their lines were, you know, improvised to make the film a little more edgy. And especially Joe Pesci, he was caught cursing a few times, saying the F word on the set of the film. And the director, Chris Columbus, told him multiple times, you got to use fridge. This is a family film. Joe Pesci pretty much forgot about it, that it was a family film, because he just got finished filming Goodfellas, which came out that same year in 1990. So you can understand. Another person in the film, John Candy, the great John Candy, was in the film. My God, if you don't love John Candy, you are missing out. This guy is amazing. But yeah, he's in the film. He actually improvised all his lines in the film. No joke. He improvised every single line. He's very good friends with Catherine O'Hara, so him spending time with her in the film was pretty cool because they're really good friends in real life. And this was pretty much a favorite to John Hughes because they worked together before on Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, so he did it as a favor. Actually, at minimum wage, actor's minimum wage, that's what he got paid for the role. Also, his character in this film is based off of the character from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. You know, polka, but actually it's based on that character. A lot of people didn't know that, but it's actually connected. Let me show you guys another clip. Check it out.
You never know what's up there. There he is!
I got you! I got him, Harry! I got him! Harry, get up! Give me a hand! Ow! I got him! Harry, help me get up! I got him!
Believe it or not, Macaulay Culkin still calls Catherine O'Hara mom. Yes, in real life. 30 years later, they still call each other mom and son. Pretty cool stuff right there. Whenever, between takes, Macaulay Culkin would actually lay on the floor, take a little break, take a little snoozer, only because he was just so tired of filming and stuff like that. They were filming around his schedule, and they only had a certain amount of time because of the child labor laws back then. So they had a little time to, you know, have him rest. And then they say, you know what, we're ready to film again, and boom, he was right back up and going. Also, Macaulay Culkin, every time he tried to approach Joe Pesci on the set, Joe Pesci ignored him because he wanted Macaulay Culkin, Kevin McAllister, to fear him, to know that he was very mean. In real life, Joe Pesci was just being Joe Pesci pretty much. It was pretty funny stuff right there. Also, one of the roles of the film, Uncle Frank, was supposed to be played by Kelsey Grammer, but because Kelsey Grammer was busy, the role went to the guy that plays Uncle Frank in the film. He's pretty funny, actually, believe it or not. He did a few other films like Secret of My Success. Just look him up, he's pretty funny. Look What You Did, You Little Jerk. That's him. But yeah, pretty cool stuff. De Niro, believe it or not, Robert De Niro was supposed to play the role of Harry, but it didn't work out. And the role went to Joe Pesci. How cool is that? The same year they did Goodfellas. Pretty cool stuff. And actually at the end of the movie, when the cops are arresting, at the end of part 2 actually, when the cops are arresting Harry and Marv, the wet bandits, in part 2 they're called the sticky bandits, one of the officers looked like Robert De Niro. There's been this long suspicion that is Robert De Niro doing a cameo appearance, but it's not. No, it's not. So a lot of people probably, you know, missed that part. Also in the film, actually during the filming of this movie, Michael Jackson, you know, the famous singer Michael Jackson, he actually visited Macaulay Culkin on the set of the film. Let me show you guys another clip. Check it out.
I love you! Maybe I'm off my hinges, but I believe you. That's why I'm going to let you go. I'm going to give you to the count of 3 to get your lousy, lying, low-down, four-flushing carcass out my door. 1, 2...
In this film, of course, Daniel Stern, Marv, actually was wearing rubber feet for most of his scenes, especially running in the snow, climbing through the window, stepping on the ornaments. Blue. He stepped on the ornaments, which was actually made of candy, believe it or not. Yeah, it wasn't real glass, it was actually candy. So yeah, he was wearing rubber feet for majority of his scenes in the film. Similar to Bruce Willis in Die Hard, where he was running through glass. It was actually rubber feet he was wearing in that movie as well too. So yeah, a lot of stuff here in this movie that a lot of people didn't know about. But like I said, it's definitely one of their all-time greats. One of the greatest Christmas movies for kids and adults. You never get tired of watching it. It's just that good of a film. And let me show you guys one more clip before we wrap it up.
I cross my heart and hope to die.
Okay.
Okay, kid. Give it to me.
Direct it.
How many fingers am I holding up, Marv? 8.
Man, Joe Pesci, one of the all-time greats right there, I'm telling you.
Hey, how you doing, kid? I know you're in there, and that you're all alone. I'm gonna get that kid.
Macaulay Culkin, man, had a trip with that guy. But yeah, Joe Pesci, like I said, I'm one of his all-time big fans, and I love doing his impersonations when I can. But yeah.
Hey, how you doing, guy? Hey, how you doing? Okay.
Yeah, Joe Pesci, man. Moving on, but yeah. Pretty funny stuff right there. A lot of people saying that Macaulay Culkin was very mature on the set of this film. You know, he's very mature, responsible, respectful. Even Joe Pesci said, that's not a 9-year-old. That's an old man. It was pretty funny. But like I said, it's a great film for the whole family. Go check it out. It's online everywhere. And yeah, coming up next, we got a great music video performance by the one and only Marcus Eaton right here tonight. Coming up next. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And here we go for the finale of the show. Hope you guys been enjoying the show so far. And here we are. Music video by Marcus Eaton right now.
Would you rather see somebody take a fall than finally make a stand and rise above it all? Coming like a empathy changes the world's spin. When will history stop repeating and the new world begin? It begins right now. Here comes the tide. If you are so happy with the way things are, then you should step aside, step aside. Yeah. If you are so happy with the way things are, then you should step aside, step aside. Here comes the tide. before. It begins right now. Here comes the tide. If you're also happy with the way things are, then you should step aside, step aside. Yeah, if you're also happy with the way things are, then you should step aside, step aside. Here comes the tide. I'd rather see everyone waking up than working themselves to the bone just to fill someone else's cup. You want to fight, so I offer you the dove. 'Cause what really matters in this world is just peace and love. It begins right now. Here comes the tide. If you're also happy with the way things are, then you should step aside, step aside. Yeah, if you're also happy with the way things are, then you should step aside, step aside. Here comes the tide. Here comes the tide. Here comes the tide. Here comes the tide. Yeah. Here comes the tide. If you're also happy with the way things are, then step aside.
Man, that was awesome. That was awesome. I want to thank Marcus. I appreciate you being on the show. That was pretty badass. If you guys want to know any more information about Marcus and his band, check out the links below. You guys are going to enjoy his stuff on Instagram, YouTube, all his stuff right below. Thank you again, Marcus, for being a part of the show. I really appreciate it. It really helps me out in this show. And, man, next week we got the season finale. Will be pretty badass. We're going to have, it's going to be Christmas Story. Yes, Christmas Story from the 80s, a classic film, one of my favorites. Wanted to save it for the finale because it's just that good of a film. And also, starting in January 4th, I'm going to take a little break after the next week one. I'll be back in January 4th with new episodes and interviews with guests, believe it or not. Celebrity guests, comedy guests, you name it. Artists, musicians, I'm going to be having them all. Okay, same show, new format. But yeah, definitely look forward to that. I want to thank all you. I want to thank Marcus again for being on the show. Thanks for tuning in. And if you can, subscribe, like, follow, share, whatever you want to do. I appreciate it. And we will see you next week. Until then, be safe and take care of each other.
What about you?
Me?
Yeah, you and your son.
We'll see what happens. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Step aside, yeah. If you're also happy with the way things are, then you should step aside, step aside. Here comes the tide.
That's two. Come on, let's get him.
Oops.
That's